See if this site works. In case I want to try to live stream this instead. Now this would have been a nice easy war to get into for myself, but I feel really bad for this other faction. Rank 164. I can only imagine how long it would have took them in order to queue. 19 for 30 people. Takes 8 people to war. Yeah, this just isn't fair. It's a great way for my faction to get points, but not for the other faction. So taking a look at the scoreboard, we have Endgame, who 78-0. It's crazy how fast they hit. And some of them are just having a chill weekend off. French survivors, we've had them before. This XIIIOSOS faction. They go fast for a while and then they slow down during off times. Public Enemy. Haven't heard of them before. I'm wondering if they're new to Greenwood. And you know what? You're probably all thinking that I should know who these people are, but sorry. And then Asylum. They're pretty new to Blount. Taking a second to load. Okay, not gonna bother. Hammerhead 2.0. We fought them before. Then this is us here. I know that early losses have been to Endgame, and they have been very, very fast. The Infected are also new to Blount. Afterlife, I've heard of them before, and I know that some people from my region have moved to Greenwood and joined them. So yeah, pretty busy leaderboard. Let's see how far down it goes. And I'm impatient to look at. So not in this war. I'm hoping things will show up for me. As I was saying before, this is my defense team. I have a Garrett lead, and the weapon that I'm using is a plus 20% AP at the start of a match with defense, and as you see, my defense did not crit, and a huge bonus to AP when attacking. So this type of weapon is good if you want a fast rushing defensive team where your toons have 76 AP. You can run 2 blues with these 20% weapons, and then you need 3 yellows with 8% weapons. So I don't have that exact setup here, but I guess I'm just hoping that the attacker, whoever they target, will be able to rush. So Roxy, I don't have an ideal weapon for her right now. It's only plus 24% HP, huge bonus to AP when attacking, and impair when being attacked. I think I might want to do a purely defensive weapon. So like 30 HP, 30 defense, and maybe just a huge bonus to AP when being attacked. Because she's going to be taking a lot of hits near the end of a match because dexterity will help keep her alive, as it's a combination of tenacity and evasion, which means she takes less damage when the opponent attacks her, and it's based in her AP. Her rush, although it's slow, stunning 2 enemies for 3 turns, that can be very useful. And this is the part that I love about her, her active skill. So by blocking the opponent from being able to get an attack up, so like you get your Kates and your Alices, I think Roxy is an amazing toon to help block these, to stop the attack up. Nick, Generation 2 Commander, has focus, a bit of AP gain. The main damage isn't much, but the minus 15 AP can help prevent rushes. And I've given him a purely defensive weapon because I don't really need him to rush, I just need him to command. We go into Charlie. Charlie, I think, is a brilliant toon. On a defensive team, if he's modded right, You know, he can get the opponent's shield to be attacking, and with how the AI works, if he targets someone's control tune, he is able to cause some havoc. So as you see, a defensive build and a stun resist mod, because if he ends up taunting a green tune who has a stun on attack weapon, he will hopefully be able to prevent that from stunning himself. And I have also given him a bleed attack mod because he's part of my bleed team. And as you see with his weapon, I went offensive and left his taunt. And then Douglas I decided to keep because Generation 2 character, Guardian 2, and Guardian can help slow down matches because Guardian will block most attacks, if not all of them now, because they fixed the MAME bug so that MAME can actually be blocked by Guardian. I like his rush. The taunting 3 enemies is very useful in giving defense to the team with an HP recovery. And then his active skill, being confused. And let's see if my faction's done yet. I feel like that score is not right and that it's loading slow. But I guess we'll see. I guess it depends on who's actually there. Yeah, so my stuff's not loading right. There we go. Hitting both gens, nobody even attempted for mansion. It happens. So I'm hoping that match ends fast because I'd like to get in. Seems like my game's a little laggy based on how many points we have. And if I go to the war log, it's short. Oh, we have crits, but I'm already crafting, and I am going for random AP to attune. If I get AP down on it, that's a bonus, but I just want the plus 20 AP to a random character. And hello everyone who's watching my stream right now. So this is my Mercer weapon that I'm working on. So I don't want to use Mercer on my defensive team, but I plan on using him on my Horde team. So I'm actually going to be taking out this bonus healing and trying to put in plus 30% defense instead, because he's often one of the last tunes standing, at least when I fight people in hordes. And, well, the more damage that he takes, the higher his adrenaline rush, well, more AP he'll gain. And with how hordes works and how you can have, what is it, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so 8 walkers around you that can attack you, he should be able to gain a lot of AP quickly. So, this is my anti-range team, so if I see an Erica lead, I will often go with this team. I really like this League Season Store Tara. You know, her honor roll is great, and this defense up actually lets her survive the first turn if you don't run her with a human shield. So you can use it on turn 1, and I have found that the AI doesn't usually attack her. Weapon-wise, I gave her a purely offensive weapon, the one from that roadmap where you got to choose between Maggie and John. And you know, I still wish that John was more readily available, because that Firestarter Maggie was, or maybe not Firestarter, but I don't even know if I've ascended that Maggie yet. No, it wasn't her. This one, All Out War, I think. I've considered ascending her because her rush is actually pretty decent. Regaining HP, attack up. It's only for 1 to time it right. Percent defense, recovered from confuse. Yeah, her active skill isn't bad. I wish the AP went to other tunes other than herself. Okay, there we go. Now my game's starting to load. And I just gotta let my faction know. So you know I'm live streaming this right now. So behave. So I'm actually just gonna lurk here for a second because otherwise I'll probably miss the war queue and that would really suck. I actually want you guys to see how I war a bit. Okay, Jax. Oh, there we go. You can see all my failed attacks now. Hoping my stream stays up this time. Welcome all. So, our faction theme this weekend is My Little Pony, hence why I'm called Rainbow Dash. We have Lucky Squirrel, Fluttershy, Minty, and the other, I guess Spike might be one, I'm not sure. I'm not very familiar with My Little Pony, but it's all good. Want to see myself wrecking? Infamous. So right now I do have one raid energy that I'm probably going to use on scouting someone in the next match. Assuming it's all a good match, and oh, I don't even know if I hit the button or not for find opponent. Well, oh, and hi Panthera. This is my technically now second stream. I tried to stream about 30 minutes ago and it lasted exactly 5 minutes. Going to hope that it stays up longer this time and hoping you guys get to see, well, me war. I don't know if we're searching or not. Ugh. Going over to solo leagues, as you see, I'm in the demotion area, but to be honest, every week I start in the demotion area. Usually war weekends are good to me, but this one we'll see. Won't lie, I feel a little less motivated. Oh, hey Mark. Less motivated this weekend, but, you know, going to do my best. See if I can stay in Diamond 5, because I would like to keep getting 760 coins, and getting 380 isn't the best. Oh, I can get some Horde energy. Cool, cool. Soon get a couple mods. Oh, and it looks like I got General, so this will be interesting. So, I recently got an S10 team. Hi, what region you guys facing? I am from Butler. Oh man, what regions are we facing? We are facing, let's see, I know Greenwood's one of them. If my game ever loads, I'll let you know. The cat. Dang, I don't think my internet can handle this. We'll see if I can war at least okayly with how slow things are going. I'll train some stuff. So if you guys have any questions, by the way, while I'm doing stuff on my account, whether it's my attack team, defense team, how I choose a team to attack. Oh, this is my tower team, by the way, just the one Rocket Abe. And he works best on the water tower, I believe. So I have my bleed team. This anti-Eric team is not really anti-Eric, it's like anti-everything. It's like my standard team. This is my turn 1 confuse team. This is kind of like a little trick team that doesn't always work. Usually doesn't. This one, it's similar to the Priya team, but I use Shiva Force Rick because he can have a stun gun and his Indom helps keep him alive. So I gave him a stun gun where it's a huge AP when taking damage, and I tried to get a huge when attacking, trying to get him to rush like every other turn type of thing. Oh, Born to Fist. Let's see. So here is me against a standard Eric team, assuming this loads. And I'm really hoping it's going to load before it's time to war. Let's see. Donnie lead, 2 Mercers, Guardian Rick, and Ajax. I think that sounds pretty decent. Donnie, I think, is a great Generation 2 leader. His rush is very useful. It has stun, AP gained 2 tunes. I think it's 20%. Has healing as well. 2 tunes, I think. What else does he have? I don't really like his active skill. I know it's bonus HP, and I just don't find bonus HP to be that useful in general. But that's just me. Double Mercer, they're tanky, so it should buy you time, especially when they pain split, and the 150% defense. So yeah, there goes that Eric team. Ajax, I think he's the best offensive shield to use. On defense, he can be quite good if you can get him rushing constantly. So I think him having an HP or defense based weapon with stun and AP when being attacked, because being the human shield, he's likely to be attacked first, and whenever he rushes, he taunts, I think it's 3 tunes into him. So if you have other tunes that also cause taunting, so I think that Guardian Rick also has some taunting effects. Ajax can be really useful, considering he has a plus 75% HP gain when he rushes as well. So he basically just keeps taking hits and taking hits. I found that he pairs well with the Red Beta, who taunts 4 tunes, I believe, and has Confuse on his weapon. But with that Red Beta, obviously, if you run a human shield with him, you don't really need to keep the Confuse on his weapon. So I guess it's all about use. And wow, I'm watching part of my stream, and I'm sorry, it's coming out really blurry. And yes, a Disarm and a Lacerator would be really useful. I'm still surprised that Scopely has not made a Disarm tune more widely available. Like, it's becoming near impossible for some people to attack anyone without a Disarm tune. I know that lots of people are going with the fast rushing AP teams, but still a Disarm tune to get rid of stun weapons, like what I'm doing right now. I'm hitting this Green Glen, and dang, I wasn't watching my damage, so I just confused my team. My Dale can focus my team, thankfully. I'd rather have Douglas rush, because that means he won't Guardian. And Guardian is what bothers me most. And that as well does. So that was me being careless. But I'm going to decap Regina now. Regina. Tomato. And that's bothersome, and I should have focused that attack. I thought it would have been on Douglas, but it was not. So sorry for the messy match right now. Defense down and maim. Let's see, yeah. And I like commanding Sandy most because her double attack rush can be really useful. And even if she's not ready to rush, she still has the chance to perform a double attack on her weapon. And yeah, no problem. I think Guardian Rick is a great toon to use. Like, I wish I had him. You know, Active Reviver. Yeah, he does have taunt, AP gain, just a bunch of good things. So bonus HP, healing, most of that's going to be blocked. The only one I'm worried about is Dante, because he also has a plus 75% defense bonus. So I've decapped everyone so far. Again, defense down, decap, and just auto it to the end with a vet. Your vet, sorry. I'm sorry that my game's so slow and I'm trying to talk and also watch to see if you guys comment on anything. As you see, I'm actually attacking pretty slow comparatively. So sorry. So when I see a Donnie lead, I can either go with my bleed team or my confused team. I think my confused team would be better here. So there's not really an open target, so I'm going to take a chance. Yep, okay, so I wasn't confused, that's good. And then, let's see. Yeah, I'll dogpile on Nick for a second. So in this case, my bleed team would have been better because the bleed would have stacked regardless of if I'd done any damage or not. Let's see. Now that was lucky that I hit both of them. Still want to take out Nick so that he doesn't command someone stupid. Confuse you. Okay, that was pretty lucky again. So those three are confused. I'm confused. Confused. Dang it. And Rick is gonna rush, which is okay. I'd rather have him rushing, to be honest, because it means he won't active revive. So this has actually been a really messy match for me. So sorry about that, folks. And I don't think I'm gonna be able to stop Rick this time, but I will take out Donnie if I can. Oh no, I forgot. Beta has his rush, which does like minus 85%, minus 85% attack to like 4 enemies. So he's one of my least favorite toons to face. One of them. There are many. You know, Mia, Negan, Zach. I actually don't like Donnie. I hate this Rick. I hate this Rick, and this has been a really long match. Usually I'd flee, but before this started, I noticed I didn't have much HP left. So, see, sometimes it takes me a while on some matches, and you know, you kind of have to live and die by playing, winning, losing. It happens, and I could have gone for the blue tower right now, but I see I've one attack left and not much HP left. So I like running Magna on my team because that impair weapon on her helps me a lot with controlling the opposition. I would love to have an Ajax. Love, love, love. Because if I could craft a stun weapon on him, he would be the best offensive shield, in my opinion. But I can only hope and dream. And Eric team, super easy, thankfully. Okay, my defense team is Eric, Violet, Blue, Carl, Regina, and Magna. So, mixed emotions on having Blue Carl in there. He doesn't have a specialist skill because he's a leader, and I'm pretty sure everything about him is reviving and healing. So I feel like there are better options. Oh, and I guess I'll tin, and hopefully they're not already dead by the time I actually get into this match. But I think a command tune would really help that team. So you have your green Glenn or your green Kelly, your Sadiq. I think those would also be good options to have. But it all depends on what tunes you have yourself, so I understand that there are limited options available. So I forgot to explain, but in this match right here, I ended up using my control team to start. Usually when I see a Michelle lead, I try to go with this control team because it's really difficult to know exactly what's behind it, but oftentimes it's a fast rushing team because otherwise the person wouldn't risk using, a Michelle attacker. You kind of expect them to rush right away because her huge bonus to AP 1 attacking. And she is a great tune, stuns and does a lot of damage. But with this yellow tower, the bonus AP actually lets me rush Priya basically every turn because, huge bonus on attack is +10, and then a huge bonus from the lead is another +10 to the +20 base. It makes her have a 40 AP, and then when we take a look at the tower, which is a medium bonus, so it's +5, it equals exactly the 45 AP needed for her to rush. So this team that I'm facing is a little strange in my opinion. Let's see, I'm going to use Charlie, because I know I can do that. Want to rush her. And hopefully we'll confuse the right person. And we miss Glenn, which kind of sucks because of his multi-turn healing factor. But I'm going to use Charlie in order to prevent that from happening over here. You're stunned, so I'm just going to attack. Yeah. Hopefully that kills Sandy, and we killed Sandy. That's good because of her active revive, and I don't have a decap tune on this team, of course. Let's see if I can get lucky. I got lucky. And I am going through these matches a bit slower than usual because I'm trying to talk to you guys and tell you exactly what I'm doing and kind of why I'm doing it, which makes it a little more difficult. So props to all the people who live stream on a regular basis and are able to talk to people while they do this. The free-to-play tunes I don't have are Sadiq, Donnie, and Douglas. I don't have Sadiq either. I tried to send for him like 50 times and I never got him. So I kind of just went, okay, whatever, I give. Oh, and my faction's going fairly fast. What would I put on Ajax's weapon? Well, and I picked the wrong team. Well, not paying attention, but I would put on stun. I would probably do HP and a huge bonus to AP when being attacked. Again, he's one of the best shields that you can have. Like, his rush is really useful. Like, I have Koa, for instance, and I honestly hate his rush. Like, I find his rush to be just super not useful. It's just healing himself, which, it doesn't really do much. Yeah, and this match, it's almost not worth me playing at the moment. I'm not going to win it based on the 3 revivers that we have here, a guardian and a human shield. Like, I should have went in with either my anti-everything team or my bleed team, but I kind of just wasn't paying attention, so for all I know, the match might be done by now, to be honest. So sorry guys, that was a really bad example. but we'll see where we're at. So sometimes when I'm playing, I will make a split-second decision, like, see, all at war, the match is over. My game is lagging right now, but sometimes it's just not worth the time to finish an attack. And part of that comes down to your pride, I guess. Like, I'm hoping that by trying to load this tower, it'll just boot me back to the beginning of a game where, I can play. Maybe, let's see, exit the game and re-enter the game and hope that everything works out. Get 50% more coins. 50% more coins on no coins is still 0 coins. Because there are like no Tapjoy offers right now. So I don't understand where they expect us to get these extra coins from. Unless that applied to skull tokens, well, then I'd be all over that. And damn, this is taking forever to load. Fleek Foxes. HP defense and stun, that is a really good option as well in my opinion. It all depends on what you want to do with it. And if you look here, I missed war. So sorry folks, might be a little, well, boring for a second. Let's see if there's anything else I can do on here. Ooh. Nope, already done these up until the end. By the way, I think this last stage is just terrible, to be honest. To cost 500 coins to play, and with the opportunity to end up losing coins overall, I think that is completely wrong. Like, you're being punished right now to play. I think, and I would rather see this where, the lowest coin number is 500, so you get your investment back. This one here would be 600, and this one that's 20,000 would be 1,000 coins. And then these skull tokens, well, considering the percent chance on them, if we go over here, you have a 25% chance. Sorry, let's see. Under 500 or less, that's 25 and 25, 50 and 22 is 72 and a half, 87 and a half, 97 and a half, 90.3. So you have a 98.3% chance on this coin wheel of getting equal to or less than the number of coins it costs on that roadmap. So again, I think the least number of skull tokens should be 4, because you're more than likely to get 100 tokens or 150 tokens. So you should be able to get like at least 500 back, if not more. And I like how much that the skull tokens scale. But if you're being punished to play a roadmap, who wants to play that? No one. This thing for shot glasses, I don't really understand how from stage 4 you get 5, but then stage 5 you get 3, and then at 6 you get 8, and 7 you get 6. It jumps all over the place, and that just seems, well, stupid to me. It's like, why can't it be a consistent increase? What else in this game? Oh, these epic tokens. I am not a fan of this. So you have a 100% chance of pulling someone, but 10,000 of them? And to me, although these tunes are good, Pamela especially, and Cole being pretty good because his active turn 1 taunt, Holly, Reviver, Elusive, Gabriel clears everything. I was expecting more considering how much it costs when we go over to missions and we look at the event for it, right? Complete all these missions for 1,000 epic tokens. So as you see, I'm most of the way to this Lester, who I don't mind as a 5-star. You know, like I can see his uses. Execution, it can be very useful because, 20% of some toons' HP can actually be quite significant. So being able to effectively just kill them without worrying about how much actual damage you're doing can be nice. But his rush as well. It helps clear Guardian Shields if you use it on the center toon. And with all teammates getting plus 60 attack for one turn, it can help you with a turn 1 wipeout rush, assuming they don't have someone like Negan. So I ended up getting these coins, or using these coins when I was getting Roxy's flags, as well as a couple war tins. Yeah, I don't see the point really in going for more. I'm tempted to use another 225 coins just to get this Lester because I'm already there and well fodder, but at the same time I want to save my tokens. But we look at how many coins need to be spent to get these epic tokens, and I don't think it's worth it. I think Scopely is smart right here by making like Mia one of the one of the targets, goals, whatever of this, one of the prizes, sorry. But if anyone has spent this amount, used this number of coins in order to get her, and then went on to spend the total of 65,600, like, kudos to you. You deserve to have two Mias. I feel like sooner or later she's not going to be as useful. Well, she's still going to be super useful, I think, regardless, but Scopely is going to come out with something to counter her, or they'll adjust her in some way. Like, I've been struggling a lot when facing her in war. Like Outlast and how they've changed it so that when they're killed, they receive 100% of their AP. Like, I killed Mia in a match, and then her active skill ended up going off because I actually confused her. But in some cases, if the opponent runs a focus toon and she's focused when she dies, well, the only way to stop her from being able to revive someone, well, there's two ways. Or maybe three, actually. Stunning Mia, having a 100% heal reduction applied to the whole team, or decapping everyone on the team. But she's a toon where you just have to slap on, HP and defensive mods. You don't really need her for attacking. Her rush does a flat amount of damage of 2,500 main, which can be blocked by Guardian Shield and by the main resist mod. Ooh, I didn't even notice those horde tokens. I'm still quite a ways away on my horde stash. 11 pulls, which to me seems like quite a lot. Oh, Afterlife. Okay, not even going to try to load that anymore. But as you saw, my faction's currently in 7th, so I kind of like that we just matched someone close to us, like they're number 9, I think it said. So I appreciate when the matchmaking is decent, and as you see, my game is still lagging. We're over 2 minutes in, and apparently no one has points, which we both know, we all know is incorrect. You responded. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's where we're at kind of in the game for me. I don't want to start this You Got Lucky yet because I open them all the time by mistake, and I still have like 1.5 days to start one. I hope next war token wheel will be better. Yes, I hope that too. When we take a look at this war token wheel, Tobin is the best character on it, in my opinion. Negan, you know what? He was okay against the red Negan. Violet, I've pulled 2 of her. Alpha, I still don't have, but she doesn't hit hard enough in my opinion. Mercer, I liked for hordes. I was happy to get him. Cal, I have one, and I really like him. If I could get another one with an 8% weapon on him, I'd be cool. Ajax, again, I've mentioned him before, really like him. I missed commenting on Riker, but he's kind of just an all-out attacker. I don't like how inconsistent he is, though. Like, hold on, I need him to come back around so that I can take a look. Okay, here we go. So 85 AP, so that takes a while to go off. He does do double attacks, and he increases his attack and one other toon's attack by 120%. And that decreases by 60% each turn for 2 turns, so okay. This turn 3, stun and heal reduction. If the heal reduction was 100%, again, I'd like it more. This 50% stuff, it just doesn't do it for me. Execution, I guess that could work well with being a double attacker, because say on the first attack, he brings the opponent's HP down to below 20%. The second attack should execute them. And his weapon, again, another chance to make a second attack with 200% attack, so straight up attacking toon. Could definitely do a lot of damage, but in the current meta, I don't see him as being too useful. He's a slow toon. You can't really rush him right now, not with all the Negans about, because they prevent rushes unless you want to kill your own team. What you really need are pointed attacks, because like if one of your area attacks ends up hitting Negan and doing 30% damage, well, you might have just killed your whole team. Well, not your whole team, but the important pieces of your team. It can be blocked by Guardian, but that's still tough. Olivia, I think, is a brilliant toon. The rush being 85 AP, like, it's not mandatory that she rushes. Her active skill being slow really helps slow down the whole match. And, you know, if she does rush, confuse 4 enemies for 2 turns, and minus 50 defense, makes it easy to kill people off. Guardian, an absolute defense weapon, makes it harder to kill her. Like, when we take a look at all these new toons, these top 4 toons, Mia, Lydia, Negan, Olivia, when we look down and we have Leon here, like, I hate Leon. I just don't think he does enough damage, and I'm glad that Scopely gave the free-to-play players a decapitation toon, but, you know, he just doesn't do it for me. His active skill, 50% healing reduction to 1 enemy for 3 turns. Like, what is 50% really going to do? It has to be 100%. Otherwise, they can be revived, and, you know, they revive someone like Zachary, who then rushes and clears all penalties. Well, that's kind of it. 400% damage of 2,000. Not great. He doesn't have a bound weapon, which is a little useful, but still. Roxy, I still really like. I've said that before. What I don't like is that Roxy is really not a free-to-play toon. She's not. You know, although she is available for free-to-play players, it is very difficult to get her because you need Harlan and Jesse maxed out. And I think I got my Harlan on one of my only 10 pulls that I've done in this game. I can't even remember who I was going for, but I ended up getting Harlan. And he is still one of, quote, the worst 6 stars. But I was able to find a use for him by comboing his active skill, which is like minus 70 defense, to a single enemy, and I comboed it with my yellow Sandy and Waste Knot, because by bringing the opponent's toon's HP down, their defense down, Sandy's Waste Knot just did unskilled damage to an adjacent toon, so it worked really well against the blue and yellow teams, especially if they had Eris, you know. Because everyone staggers their toons, I would defense down, say, blue Lee, and then rush with Sandy, who had a type advantage, and then just did a large amount of damage because the opponent's defense was really low after Harlan. And then it would kill Eris. It would do like 6,000 extra damage. I also really like this Sherry. You know, I've seen her on a lot of defensive teams, and she messes up my attacks a lot. So her rush is great, 66 AP, trait damage, and and the enemies get minus 70 attack for 2 turns, and then she regains HP. Plus, you know, she regains HP if you attack her, overheal. So they get bonus HP, which works perfectly with her rush. But this turn 2 stun 2 enemies for 3 turns. I've been burned on that so many times, especially when the opposition has a human shield in their team, and it's like, I couldn't kill her on turn 1, so I know that 2 of my toons are likely to be stunned, which can be super annoying. Joshua. Brilliant toon. I'm still unsure if I'm going to get him based on how difficult it is to get horde tokens, especially when we don't have hordes going on. I think he is an amazing toon. I've seen him on a couple defensive teams in my region, and you know, he goes off on turn 1 on some of the fast rushing teams, and all of a sudden my team hits like a puppy dog. Minus 60 attack to all enemies, remove positive attack statuses, and all the defensive toons get plus 40% defense for 3 turns. He's a hold the line toon, so if you don't deal with him early, well, he's just going to get stronger and stronger. He can recover taunt and when we take a look at the current meta and how many toons actually do taunt, like it's a really good skill to have. And let's see, so this war is almost done. Oh, Lucky Swirl, that's Daz. Hi Daz. Snaps, well, Snips right now. Snaps is the leader of TP. Swede, he's from Sweden. Spike, is that Schmierdock? Maybe? Okay, I can't load that, but I think it's Schmierdock. Aries, that's Chax. Hi Chax. Tomcat is Tomcat. Applejack, who is Applejack? Oh, it's Ray. Hi Ray. And Fluttershy, oh no, that's Schmierdock. So who's Spike? Oh, Levi. Hi, Levi. Dead. Event chat. Can't read some of that. Nope, not English. Not English. Oh, and looks like someone on my team either coined or got up. But it looks like the other team also did that, so we usually do not coin unless the other team coins. We don't really want coin wars unless they're close, but even then, like, why spend more than you have to? Ooh, this fire token deal, if I had not completed Roxy's stash, I would probably be all over this. I like things that are guaranteed, and in this case, you have a minimum chance of getting at least 5 token pools, a maximum of 15, so I think that's great to have. Skull tokens, 1,000 coins for, let's see, 5-star tokens, which, you know, it's a 10th of a pull. Elite item tokens, which is a 10th of a pull. 4-star weapon tokens, a 10th of a pull. Horde tokens, 25% of a pull. Like, what am I going to do with 25 horde tokens? And then these skull tokens, you know, 5% chance of getting 10 of them, 95% chance of getting 1 of them, and with the percentage, as I mentioned before, you're more than likely just going to get 100 coins or so. I don't like that deal. It's not a deal either. Power pack, you know, that could be useful if you have, what's his name, Axel, but at the same time, it's like such a small chance, 1%, 15%. You may as well just wait for the roadmap to come back around. Towers are open. This Rush Plus, I don't really see a Rush Plus. Legendary trainers and more. And more is right now being food. I don't really need food, you know? Like, there are so many ways to get food all the time. You go to your supply depot, and, you know, 100,000 for 150 of these gear markers. Well, 4,050 gear markers, 2.7 million food. And I don't know, so it's basically 675 coins for probably 1 or 2 Liliths, looking at these percentages. It just doesn't seem worth it to me. Trainer combo. Combo to me sounds like more than one thing, but here it's just one thing, which, again, likely a Bert or a Brady. Not something I'd spend on. Spoils of War, I did end up getting one of these tins. One of these bags, and I got lucky where I actually got 4 tins out of it. So I was very happy with that. And hello, people. Carl and Zainab Alabi. Sorry, I don't know how to say your name. But really hoping this war finishes up soon. Let me in. So how have all of you been finding war so far? Have queues been slow? Have you noticed the retirements? Like playing a piece on activity levels of not just your faction, but other factions? Has the war at least been fun? Like I will admit, it's been tough to war this weekend. Like I'm just not feeling it very much. I ended up sleeping a lot more last night than what I usually do. Just, I'd like something to really reinvigorate myself. Or a way to invigorate myself to reinvigorate me wanting to play a lot. Like I'm playing for my faction, and I'm hoping I can get in the next war so I can show you folks how I play, like in live time. And again, I'm not the best player out there. I don't have the best tunes, and I'm definitely going to lose some matches that some I should win and some I was just always going to lose in them. But I think that makes it more realistic than always showing you guys the way that I win all these matches, So it'll be interesting for sure. Let's see. So my friend Pablo mentioned an interesting combination that should be looked at, and that involves using tunes like Shiva, who has Cutthroat, and comboing them with tunes like Charlie. Because with Charlie's 100% chance of taunting, and Shiva's Cutthroat, which will do an additional 50% extra damage, like if you taunt the tune and then you use a Cutthroat tune, then you're effectively doing a lot more damage than what you were doing before. And that's just with basic attacks. And with a tune like Shiva, you have stun on attack. Her rush is really fast, and it can apply confuse, active stun. Shiva is still, in my opinion, a really good tune that was well thought out and put together well. I guess I should mod my Victor somehow. Don't really have much, but I will give him something. Oh, that didn't upgrade terribly. Okay, and I'll give him this. I don't really, so I guess a stun resist, and I'll give him something HP based. Just because I have him randomly as my one tower lead here. So that's kind of just a tanky defensive team. Hold the line tunes, Mercer, HP, and then a huge bonus to AP when taking damage, because I expect Eris, Mercer, and Eris to be taking a lot of damage. Well, not a lot of damage, but being attacked a lot. And with both Erises having taunt abilities, and the changes that were made where when a tune is taunted and forced to attack someone, the tune that taunted them that is receiving the damage automatically gets +5 AP. So that would help my Eris rush more. Now this Carl, I'm not exactly sure why I put him here. I can't really remember. I'm almost tempted to throw Wyatt in there, to be honest, which is what I'm going to do. Haven't done anything with his weapon, but let's see if I can put some mods on him. He's probably going to be... Whatever. Whatever. Well, just 3 hold the line tunes. You kill someone and they're likely going to, well, if you kill someone, then the hold the line tunes get plus 25% attack and defense. So you can get a really tanky team going, hopefully just to stall people. My defensive team is this one right now. Garrett lead, Roxy, Douglas, Nick, and Charlie. So it doesn't have a ton of bite to it. Like, Charlie is the main attacker in it, obviously, but he's defensively modded. Roxy is just designed to stop, your Kate attack ups or your Alice attack ups, and maybe by then she'll be able to rush, and if she rushes, she's going to be able to stun 2 enemies for 3 turns. So my defensive team is basically just a way to stall the opponent. It's also designed against the towers right now because you have mostly, you have your green tower, which does a plus 20% extra attack, but it's not significant. Like, if we take a look at the plus 40% chance of crit for all the blue tunes, that to me is more significant, especially if you have a crit lead, even like Kenny, to be honest. Like, if you have any ranged leader that you can put your blue tunes, like your Conrad, your blue Alpha, your Michonne behind, like, they would do really well against all these red tunes that have come out. So yeah, my defensive team is just a way to stall the opponent because I don't have anything better at the moment. Like, I've tried a few different types of teams, but I haven't found anything that I really like. That is not my bleed team. Can't remember what that team is. This team I was just trying to level up by using a Pam lead. Oh, yes. So bored of a war. Walker Hordes would be better. I would love Walker Hordes. Like, I really like how many elite weapon tokens you get and elite character tokens. And to be honest, I know that I'm not getting anything good from elite character tokens, but I still like doing it anyway. So while waiting, I'll just do a couple pulls of whatever I have. School bag, don't really need it. 1 elite character token pull. 3-star Lee, what a surprise. 8 weapon tokens, which will all be sold, all 3 stars, no 4 stars there, and then just a bunch of basic rewards. And in a second, I'm gonna have to take you guys out of my ears, and that means you might hear me tapping my phone a lot when I get into war. So hopefully you guys will still be able to hear me as I play, but I'm really at a crossroads, so I'm gonna take my headphones out now and plug you in. Don't allow. Okay, so this match is going on a long time. I'm kind of surprised my faction let it go on this long. Don't worry, guys. You guys are still great. So we're hanging in 7th, which isn't bad, like, we're only 60,000 points behind Hammerhead, and we're 180,000 ahead of the Infected. So yeah, we usually finish top 7. I think one time we finished 4, maybe, but pretty happy with how we do. Let's see. Nothing here really worth doing at the moment. So my favorite stage, in order to just use my tokens to try and get stuff, is this 24.8, because if we look at characters, you have very few options, but Lilith is an option. But what I hate about stage 25, if we look at the last one, all of a sudden we have all these extra characters in here, and to me that just decreases the amount, the chances of actually pulling Lilith. And if we take a look, It's all of these stages, which to me doesn't make sense, because if we go back to 23, it's again just a few characters. There's 5 there. And I think it's stage 4 that it goes back up, and then stage 5 that it goes back down. Yeah, so 5 there. When we go here, you have 4 options in the 2 stars. So I like the odds better. So there I just grabbed, I don't even know, Alan, I think it was. And yeah, they coined back. I really hate coin wars, but there's nothing I can really do about that. So time to sell some stuff. I guess while waiting, I can also talk to you guys about some of the weapons that I have and how I would use them, I guess, and what I still find useful and what I don't find useful. Let's see. So still a little bit of time left. You know what? It's easier if I go to sell, actually. So this Dwayne's Recovery Glock. I actually like this weapon a lot. So the last part about self-healing when killing an enemy, a better chance to regain 100% HP and defense for 1 turn. If you put crit on this gun and you give it to, your red tunes on even the Nightmare Survival Road that we had before, like I run, what do I run? I run this 4-star Denise on my Walker team. And if I give her whenever she makes a kill off a crit hit, then she regains her HP, and it means that, if a walker had bleed, although she's low HP, she now recovers doesn't recover from the bleed, but recovers HP, and she's a guardian. You can have your Kelly lead with plus 36 crit, or your Lopez lead, which is the same. I love running